Dr. Doom wasn't in the Fantastic Four First Steps trailer. However, the prevailing theory is that Dr. Doom, who was conceived as a Fantastic Four villain, will make his MCU debut in First Steps. So today, ScreenRant dives into the big question: is Doom in First Steps or not? The most likely scenario is that Doom will appear only in the post-credits scene of First Steps. After all, Fantastic Four: First Steps is the only MCU movie that remains before Avengers: Doomsday. First Steps hits theaters on July 25th, 2025, while Doomsday is slated for release on May 1st, 2026, with only a 10-month gap between the first two Phase 6 films. And it would be strange for Dr. Doom to be the main antagonist of Doomsday if he didn't appear in at least one movie prior. Doom appearing in the post-credits scene could also set up the character for Doomsday, but without stepping on First Steps' main antagonist, Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds. With all that being said, this is just the ideal scenario we see for Phase 6 and Doom's introduction. To be perfectly clear, no one knows whether this will actually happen. Marvel has been pretty secretive about whether Doom will appear in any part of First Steps or not, and considering the hype this mystery has raised, Marvel will likely reserve the big reveal for the movie's actual theatrical release. For now, we can only speculate about Doom's debut, based on what we know about both the MCU and the character's comic book backstory. Apart from the post-credits scene, Victor Von Doom can feature in First Steps through Easter eggs scattered about the Fantastic Four's alternate 60s-inspired universe. Driven to sentiment by the world-ending threat of Galactus, Reed Richards could recall a fellow student at State University, whom Reed both respected and feared. The MCU could even twist Reed and Doom's origin story by having Reed use a formula from his former classmate to defeat Galactus. Another possibility is that Latveria, Doom's sovereign country, could already exist in this alternate universe. This version of the Cold War-driven space race could even be between the US and Latveria, instead of the US and the USSR. There could even be mentions of the Sorcerer Supreme from this part of the multiverse, but instead of a Doctor Strange cameo, that title could already belong to Victor Von Doom in this timeline. So while the MCU is yet to really confirm whether Doom will appear in First Steps, it's not just likely to happen. Marvel actually has a ton of ways to debut Doom in the long-awaited MCU Fantastic Four movie.
Proceed as planned.
But what do you think? How else could Dr. Doom feature in Fantastic Four: First Steps? Tell us your thoughts and theories in the comments, and keep watching ScreenRant.